I'm Joanna Trautman, and welcome to one of my videos from How to Really Cook. For me, How to Really Cook involves growing some of my food. So we are going out into a corner of my garden at the end of the growing season, and we're going to be picking peppers. No, we're not picking pickled peppers, but we will pick some peppers that I will pickle. There we go. So you're going to see some bell peppers, actually a few types of bell peppers. You're going to see some pepperoncini, jalapeno, some sweet peppers, also some banana peppers. What I do with all of them, why I am out here in chilly weather picking peppers, and what I'm going to do with them later after I pick all these peppers. So stay tuned and let's get started. It's pepper picking time. I just picked all of these a moment ago. These are bell peppers. You can't tell which color they are from this stage. All of your red, yellow, or orange bell peppers start out as green. It's actually not a separate variety of bell pepper. These are all picked because we are expecting frost tonight. Hence, it has been a day out in the garden on a cold, blustery weather day. But it's to beat the frost because frost will destroy these peppers, and it does go ahead and kill the crops. But they're at the end of their growing season anyway. Pepper plants love hot weather, lots of sun, and they're not going to get that for several more months. So back to pepper picking. Why do I even bother with these plants? It's because number one, they're tasty, but number two, they are just so good for you. They are vitamin C powerhouses. They're full of fiber, and they're actually a great way to get some water in while you're eating. So back to the pepper plants, and I'm showing you my pepper patch. This pepper patch is not the most pristine, beautiful corner of my garden. However, I wanted to share it with you because for any new gardeners, even if it's not beautiful and perfect looking, a lot of times it'll still bear vegetables and fruits. So don't be afraid to try. Because if you look at this, I've been super busy. I haven't kept up with every weed that's in the garden. I did not keep these staked the way I could have, like having support for them. So some of them fell over, like this one. But look at these beautiful peppers. This one is a big Bertha variety, so when it ripens, it goes to a deep red. But it's going to be perfectly tasty and edible in the next day or so, even though we're going to eat it green. So there we go. There's that. That plant is clear. So also, since I planted these peppers, we have two exuberant puppies that joined our family. And needless to say, when I planted this area of my garden, it was not puppy proofed. So these have been a fun play area for the dogs. And you know, not that they spend much time in here, but them simply running through is enough to knock things over. And yet still, we've survived. So let's see, I have one more. Yep, look at all these little peppers. Yeah, they're small, but again, we can still eat them. We can eat them fresh when you get the maximum vitamin C, or you can cook them. There's all sorts of like roasted stuffed peppers that you can do. We love these grilled. We also love them in things like Philly steaks or sausage and peppers. All kinds of fun ways you can do them. Oh, see, and here I have another type of pepper plant hiding in here. Yay! Does anyone know what these are? Well, I'll clue you in. These are pepperoncinis, like the kind that normally they're pickled with turmeric, so they come to that bright neon greenish yellow color. These, interestingly, I cannot pick pickled peppers, but I will pick peppers and pickle them. So these I grow specifically for pickling purposes, and they're just amazing. I love them. We slice them up and then you pickle them, and you have them on pizza, on salad, put them in pasta. They're not super spicy. They're not spicy like a jalapeno, but they're not sweet. And once they are pickled in with the vinegar, they just have a really, I would call it a robust flavor. And I really like them. So there we are picking all these. Now I have been waiting for these guys to really start ripening up. Some of these are starting to, but they will pickle beautifully. All right, this plant is clear. Oh, I missed two little ones. There we go, still edible. What do we have here? Ooh, that's another bell pepper plant. Now, we're gonna start moving into some of my hotter peppers. And I was reading about those because I knew that the spicier peppers, they have capsaicin, which some people are very sensitive to, and you don't necessarily want to be handling them with bare hands because it will burn you. It's a chemical burn. However, it's good for you. Interestingly enough, it has been linked to actually helping your metabolism speed up and keep running nicely. And for people that struggle with basically ulcers and other types of holes in your stomach lining, the research has been showing that hot peppers actually can heal up those sores in your stomach lining. I think that's pretty wild. So, ooh, we've got a different type of pepper again. Jalapeno peppers. Love these guys. Now, I do not eat them raw. Some people do. This is as spicy as I typically grow. Some years I'll grow cayennes. Other people really go wild with their hot pepper garden. But for cooking purposes and pickling purposes, jalapeno is usually as spicy as I go. So these are unripened jalapeno peppers. They're still green, but they're wonderful in salsa. And I also mince them and pickle them for use in just making things a little bit zippier. Also when I'm doing, oh, this one's starting to ripen. This is what a jalapeno looks like as it starts ripening. They kind of go black, and then as you see with the tip, it's bright red. The fully ripened jalapenos are bright red. And so there we're moving into them. This was a little funny looking plant. Again, you see I have a stake here and I just never quite got this one staked properly. But you know what? I still got jalapenos off of it, right? So that would be why it's better to try and have something imperfect like this where I still get to enjoy the fruits and vegetables during the growing season. And also I do have stuff to can, even though, yeah, I could probably have done more and made this just more like a jungle than like a flower bed that has vegetables in it. But I didn't have time. I didn't choose to take the time to do that, but still I got some vegetables. So still moving through. Oh, back to bell peppers. Look at that, nice and big. Now, why did I leave this all until the day that the frost was expected? It's because I prefer to let them ripen on the plant. So I was giving them as long as I could to do that. And that's a personal preference thing. I certainly could have done this weeks ago and cleared the plants and kind of been done with it for the season. But I planned for, I should say I prepared for needing to take the time to get out here in possibly not great weather and doing that. Now you're going to see a few other things planted in with my peppers, and this has been wildly successful. This is a marigold plant. It's at the end of its rope, but I can save this for seeds for next year. It helps with pest control and also pollination. Each of these peppers grows from a little flower like that, and the bees come and they pollinate these pepper plants. You can help them pollinate like by shaking the plant and that type of thing, but the bees really do help a lot. So including things like marigolds, and then for pest control I planted basil in with it. You can see this basil's about done too. The frost will kill it, so I can cut it off and dry it to save it. And there's a few other things that can be done. But here we are. Okay, now we are getting into the fun stuff. We have some ripe pepperoncini right here. Remember the pepperoncini we just saw on the other plant? They look kind of like this, unripened. This is a ripe pepperoncini. So it's going to be a little bit spicier, definitely a fuller flavor, but it's so good when you mix them in. You don't normally, in the commercially pickled ones, you don't normally see them mix too many of the red ones in because you have to wait so long for them to fully ripen. But I have been saving these. I have been looking at them and going, no, I can wait another day. It's not frosty yet. I'm going to have some amazing full body, extra ripe pickled peppers. And I will have some great stuff to put up for the winter and to use through next spring and into next summer for cooking and sandwiches, pizza, all that other good stuff. Now, what do I have here? This is a bigger jalapeno plant. So it actually gives off bigger fruits, which is kind of neat. So these big bad boys, I do not touch jalapenos without gloves because I react to the capsaicin. Some people react more than others, but I can pick them out. Gardening gloves are fine for when I'm in the garden, and when I'm in the kitchen, I wear like the plastic gloves to protect my hands. And you never ever want to touch your face after touching peppers until you've had a chance to really wash your hands well with soap. Let's see, what do we have in here? I finished picking all these. Oh goodness. Look at all these jalapenos. Awesome. I'm gonna have lots of little pickled jalapenos this year. That can vary from season to season, so it's exciting when you can see something like that. So typically you can see this one was supported, and then these fruits got so heavy. Good heavens. All right. It's falling all over the place. Aw. Did not get to these peppers in time. Look at this. Had to share this one with a bug. Either that or a dog got it, but I think that's bugs. Oh, I got something fun under here. Yep, more bell peppers. So, more bell peppers. Again, vitamin C when fresh. That's optimal time. As you cook it, the vitamin C does degrade, but you still get lots of awesome health benefits from having the cooked bell peppers. And, whoa, this is a cool looking pepper. Sometimes the imperfect looking ones, because it's a bell pepper. It came off the same plant as this. It's not perfect looking, but isn't that cool? When you grow them yourself in your garden, you get to see all kinds of neat things. All right, so back to, what else do we have here? Oh, well, I've got my work cut out for me with the pepperoncinis. I'm throwing them. Again, these pepperoncinis have more of the capsaicin, so you get the additional benefits of the metabolism boosting, as well as the being really healthy for your stomach lining. But, wow, these are not sweet. Now, interestingly, yeah, you can grow these all mixed together. The dogs have been running through here. You can tell. I am looking for a particular, oh, here they are. The little tiny yummy peppers that you find in the grocery store. They grow on plants like this. Look at how, they're so cute. Cute little yummy peppers. I'm losing them. Okay, check that out. So this is actually a super sweet pepper. It's even sweeter than the bell peppers that I've grown. And even green, they're a little bit sweet. But once they get to this really pretty bright color, they're like dessert almost. So yummy. It'll be fun picking through those when I bring all that into the kitchen. But all of this is edible, and all of it will be gone when left exposed to the frost. Hence the pick it now, get all the last of it, and then we take it from there. Now, some of these peppers, once I get them in and start processing them, I'm going to be saving seeds from them, and that will provide for next year's garden. That doesn't typically work great with grocery store peppers, but with ones where I ordered the seeds either this year or in previous years, and they're more what are considered heirloom varieties, it's the best way to propagate them. Or to keep them, you know, to grow them year after year. That's not really propagating. But this is, I'm going to keep picking, because as you can see, I've got several more pepperoncini and little tiny sweet peppers, and even some, check them out, banana peppers. Yummy. I like to pickle these in with my pepperoncinis. See, it's not the same thing. Here's a pepperoncini. Here's a pepperoncini, and here's a banana pepper. But you know what? They're close enough that when they're pickled together, they taste great. So there is that. This is my perfectly acceptable to me, but very imperfect pepper patch, where I will pick peppers to pickle them, to roast them, to eat them, to enjoy them, to even save them. Some of them I might dehydrate, all kinds of things. But all of this has a deadline for picking of today because there's frost. So I just had to get this video done for those purposes and share my garden with you, and hopefully encourage you to try and grow it for yourself. You can do it. I know you can. If you have any questions or you know, any comments, let me know. Make sure you subscribe if you like this, and I'll see you on the next video.